Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for both teams, proposition and opposition team, to question and answer. Both teams will have a total of 8 minutes. You have 30 seconds for questions and 1 minute for answer. Starting from the proposition team, the floor is yours.
My dear opposition team, if you were a beer seller, would you sell it to an underage youth like me? Thank you.
Thank you, my dear proposition team, for the question. So you asked about our personal opinion, but my dear proposition team, it's not just about us, it's about all youth in Cambodia right here. Because ladies and gentlemen, our goal here is to protect these youth before the pressure even hits them. And if we really dig deep into our motion, well-being, it's according to the University of Wisconsin, well-being is divided into 8 dimensions, not just physical access, but emotional strength, mental resilience, life purpose, and so on. So that just proved, thus drawing a line really help these youth go through the pressure and harm that they will face in the future. We acknowledge the strength that the proposition has, but right now, what our stance hold is it helps youth before the harm even hits them, and that's why we still stand firmly against this motion, not to reject rules, but to help our youth, and I would like to pass it on to my teammate.
Thank you, Maninian. So I would like to ask you a question. If an 18 years old has never been guided, no conversation, no preparation, do we really believe turning 18 suddenly makes them ready, or are we mistaking legal permission for actual readiness? Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. I believe that families, as what you said, is the one person who always near us, especially under the 18th. But do you know, according to the Southeast Asia Public Policy Institute, Cambodians, the average is 1.1 billion liters of beer per year are consumed. So, yes, especially everyone here, especially the third place, when you get award from the BELTEI, and do your parents prepare for your parties? Have you ever seen your parents drink alcohol? Yes or no, it doesn't matter. They are already mature, they are already responsible and educated. But we are the under 18. Even your parents allow you or not, but the law already doesn't allow you. And this is why the law becomes the best way for ensuring the youth from consuming alcohol. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a child just 10 years old. Their parents send them to buy beer for them. So it means not all homes protect, not every child is safe, not every family are receiving loves. But the law is always standing here, the system, to protect every single youth in the world, not just Cambodia. Families may not give us everything, but the law will give us everywhere, every time, for anyone. Thank you.
And also, my dear opposition teams, I have a question for you. If a child drink today and end up addicted tomorrow, so who's gonna take the blame? The child or the adult? Thank you.
Thank you, my dear proposition team, for the question. You said how families will not be protected or staying with youth forever. But my dear proposition team, with our stand, we try to parent them with setting an age limit when they turn a legal age. Did you drink or you allow them to drink whenever they want? With family-led youth development, we build a readiness. We prevent them before the risky takings. Dear proposition team, families are the foundations, are the fundamental who prepare, who giving a care, who giving support before the risky takes. According to our research in 2021, the National Library's medicine found that youth with stronger family with stronger families born were 66% less likely to take risky path. And in 2022, the Community Prevention Service Task Force found that Family-led education reduced underage drinking by over 30% more than any laws alone. So this just proves that setting an age limit was not just enough, or we cannot ensure some developing of youth in Cambodia because they are facing pressure right now. We want them to so we find a better solution to empower them today. That's why families-led youth development is the better choice. Thank you. And I would like to pass that on to my teammate.
It's okay, Ashley. And I would also like to reply to rebut of the first speaker of the proposition team. So we all know your concerns today. What if families harm their youth? What if youth don't listen? But ladies and gentlemen, we're here to make a stance because when we empower a family, they will empower another. We don't start with perfection. We build that momentum, and that's how we truly build the problem. We truly help the problem. And you have said about how setting an age limit is effective. But my dear proposition team, according to the National Library of Medicine, found that after youth turn a legal age, 90% of them still binge drink. So this just shows if setting an age limit was truly effective and built responsibility, then why is there a report that shows the opposite? Ladies and gentlemen, if you were at an edge of a decision, would you remember a rule? Or would you remember the guidance, the trust that you received? And that's why family matters. Now, I would like to pass on to my teammate.
Thank you, Marinit, and I would like to ask the proposition a question. So, my dear proposition team, Cambodia's alcohol law has been drafted since 2015, but our stance, UNICEF programs have already reached 78,000 families across Cambodia. So, which is doing more to protect youth right now? The promise of enforcement or the progress we've already had? Thank you.
Thank you, my dear opposition team, for the question. Says, our law has not since been official yet. Why? Because we are planning, we are preparing. A law is not simple. We have to make sure it will be 100% effective to make sure to put laws to every country. That is why we have been planning, and we have reached the level of sub-degree for our nation. We're just waiting for the Prime Minister's signature to make sure it is official. This law is not a punishment. It is a promise that setting an age limit will be the best choice for Cambodia. Thank you.
I would like to add something to my friends. According to the Visions Institute reported that 48 participants and 28 institutions, including government representatives, international organizations, non-governmental organizations, embassies, private sector, academics, and associations gathered in a national workshop to discuss and advocate for the alcohol control measures. And one of the central topics is setting an age limit. So the legal boundaries must be drawn and drawn responsibly, not just something that we just make up. Thank you very much.